Here we go. People wanna know. People wanna know who we are.
Guys, hey, you can see everyone in here right now. Listen, another episode, ELA, one of the, if not the best grassroots in London, you know what I mean? And we've got all the, I would say all the necessary connections you can think of. Like we've got an amazing guest here. You know, he works with the Zambia. Listen, let me just call out his accolades. I mean, this guy, oh man. He's leaps and bounds, trust me. Internationally capped, a fitness coach for a national team. He's moved from adversity to another level, meaning he moved from where a lot of people would be like, oh man, he's ended, innit? He moved from there to play in the Premier League.
Deep that, bro. Premier League.
Bro.
Highest level of football.
Hey, listen. I don't even think I'm equipped enough to do justice. You know what I mean? You know the ones where you're sitting next to greatness. You're like, and again, this is something I said to him off the camera. Like everything he says about football, his opinions. Oh man, it's like he's saying exactly what I think. But of course, he's got a larger and a bigger voice than me. But anyway, we have Jamie Lawrence here.
Thank you, people. Thank you for the big up, man. Respect for the big up.
Come on. You know what I mean? So it's nice to have you here. It's nice to see someone that actually has done it all. You know, a lot of times when you turn on your TV or you scroll through your phones, a lot of people talk, but they've never done it before.
100%.
And that's what society's like nowadays. You know, a lot of people have got opinion and they haven't done nothing.
Oh man.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? So it's one of those things, obviously we've brought it on here because what we're doing here, it's a unique thing in terms of like we're bridging the gap between grassroots and academy. Like we're I would say we're having some important conversations in terms of bridging that gap. Because a lot of people out there watching this, kids, parents, they've bought into the idea that the way football should be is, should I say, closely down to what this era is about. You know, we've lost a lot of things in football. I've heard you say that multiple times on your social media. You've said it, that the game is gone. I love that. That's a tag. The game is gone. I need to go make a shirt with the game is gone.
The game is gone for me.
So tell us more, and purely just down to how you feel and what you think about the current game at the moment.
I think the current game is boring to watch. Like we watched Chelsea, Man U yesterday.
Oh, that was
That used to be a killer back in the day.
It used to
was
be,
so boring.
you would not miss that game back in the day. All right? Yesterday, I couldn't believe what I was watching. Like, I see Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer's got loads, and I've been bigging him up for. But yesterday he was non-existent, which you're gonna get that as a young. You're gonna get that as a young player sometimes.
A few times, yes.
But
you're gonna go missing.
that creativity, every team had that back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean,
But why do you think it's gone though, G? Like,
I think the coaching. I think the coaching badly, Pass, just keep the ball sideways passing. It's not keep ball. You still got to create chances. I like to see wingers. I was a winger, right, at the beginning. If I never took my fullback on, my manager would take me off.
Problem, isn't it?
Yeah. But I had something in my head to say, right, I want to get 6 crosses, a half in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? Now, I see wingers getting the ball, they're one-on-one, pass backwards.
Yeah, that's true.
They're passing the buck.
I feel like
they're going to come out the other side.
They're too scared, man.
Yeah, they're scared,
It's not trying to take that risk. You've got to be brave in them scenarios. You've got to have that X
100%.
factor. You've got to have a bit about you, innit?
100%. And midfielders, sideways.
Yeah.
Right? No creativity in midfield. Like, I want to see people, like, you see Palmer's pass last week against Newcastle.
Yeah.
I want to see people taking a chance. Like,
It's a
you know
beautiful
what I mean?
pass.
You know, like, if you're passing, teams can get in their shape. And then it's harder to break down.
Yeah.
That's true. So as someone that has transitioned from like adversity to professional football, like we've just talked about, and that's why you've got the experience and the, should I say, the foresight in terms of what you say when it comes to the game. So from moving from adversity to where obviously you had an amazing, I would say, career, because it's amazing to me because I've never played in the Prem. So it's amazing to me. Do you know what I'm saying? So what would you say, and let's talk about the mentality from that to that. Can you sort of relate to that, and can you see any of that in this current era?
No. I think game's soft now. You know, even to the point where they get touched and they're rolling around on the pitch. You know, I wouldn't show that I'm hurt. Yeah, I'm not showing people that I'm hurt.
Weakness.
No, I'm not showing no weakness.
Yeah,
it's like little things what I instill in training. I don't drink water, right? I don't drink water.
No hands on the hips, boy. I still remember that one, Jay.
No hands on the hips. Just little things. You know what I mean? Like even touching the line. If someone don't touch the line in my training, everyone's going again.
The whole team would have to go again.
Right,
You know, certain coaches say if you don't go to the line, you're all going to go again and they don't follow it through. Jamie followed it through every time, bro. Bro, the amount of running we had to do with Jamie,
I love that.
I've never run like that in my life.
Military level.
And then you run in groups. So you've got a time to get in. And if one person's not in on time, you're going again.
Yeah, it's long.
Right? Because you have to work as a team. And they're soft now. Like, back in the day when I was taking training, half these players would not have survived. Because other players will get onto them, like we're having Barry Ells and Sean Davis, Marvin Elliott was all there, yeah? And they know that if they lose, they're running. There's forfeits on everything. Yeah, you know, I train the young ones now, and I break people. They don't come back.
He did mention that.
Yeah,
He did
people
say.
don't come back.
He did say.
Yeah.
He did say.
But I try and prepare people for life in general. It's not only about
But
football.
the pre-season I had with Jamie was the fittest I ever had. I think I just finished year 11. I was like 16 years old. And I'm coming in, first session with Jamie, I didn't even expect it to be that mad. Bro, it was mad.
But after about 2 weeks,
Flying. And that was the best pre-season I ever had. I went to Leeds that pre-season and I was flying. And it's not just I was fit, I was mentally more stronger. I'm like, I've done pre-season with Jamie. I can do this. And it just gave me that factor thinking, yo, this is mad and I'm doing it. At the time it hurts. But when you come out of it now, you're like, yo, this is what I need.
This is what you need.
This is what football's about, man.
0.5 make it as a professional. Yeah? 0.5. What makes it at 0.5? Right? It's a mentality. Because everyone's talented, you know?
100%.
Right? But are you prepared to work hard? When the chips are down, and do you still want the ball? Right?
Yeah.
Are you still going to run in behind?
Got to be brave.
You know what I mean? Listen, I said to a boy the other day, people try and hide on the football pitch, yeah? But you see, when you hide on the football pitch, the ball will find you.
Oh yeah, facts.
You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. That's true.
You can't hide, bro.
So, how do you think the academy system can identify and nurture? Because based on the mentality, your mentality, and based on how focused I would say you've been all your life, still to today, because of the things you're doing and what you're saying.
I train every single day.
Yeah. How do you think the academies and even grassroots teams, because there'll be a lot of grassroots people watching this, how do you think they can nurture and sort of go down that lane, that route?
I don't think it's going to happen because, you know, when clubs have got HR in the building, HR, no place for HR in football. Right? Oh, you're bullying kids and you're doing this.
Exactly. We had the head of recruitment of Millwall on the last one. He's like, you can't even tell players they've done something wrong now. You got to email them they've done something wrong now. But you can't tell them face to face.
What is this?
Bro, it's mad.
It's a passionate sport. Yeah. And what it is as well now, there's not enough football people coaching now.
Oh man, that's literally what I said. These coaches, they haven't played football. They can't do kick-ups, bro.
They're 20-something and you're coaching that academy. How you ain't even played football yet then?
Bro, I was saying the same thing, bro.
I watched a pod the other day. I can't remember who it was. Was it Harry Kane? Yeah, not Harry Kane. What am I saying? Harry Redknapp. What am I saying? Harry Kane.
I know Harry.
Harry Redknapp has
ledge.
that same belief. Yeah. He has the belief of, if you haven't done the work, you can't talk. Yeah. Basically. So it's like,
I'm not saying that you have to play in the Premier League.
Yeah. No. But like, you can't.
You understand. You put yourself through that.
Yes.
They're making football notebooks, bro.
iPad coaches.
iPad coaches. Bro, this is not football. It's true. I'm so happy.
Green, red,
Jamie is saying this, bro, and he's played at the highest level. Because some man, when I said when I said the same thing Jamie's saying now, better people in the comments like, oh, you don't have to be a footballer to be a coach. I'm like, bruv, you get these dumb people saying dumb things.
So can I ask a question? Yeah. What you just said, I always find it hilarious. At the end of the day, it's more like when you go into a room and you say that, you're gonna have two different groups of people in the room. But would anyone watching this, would you allow a doctor that's never trained before,
Yeah.
that's never done anything to do a surgery on you. Oh no.
Exactly.
That's a good analogy.
Hell no.
That's a good analogy.
You would never. So I mean, yeah. So I get.
And even for me, like, you know, they're telling people to do this and do that. My thing, I like to demo.
Yes. That's the best way. People are visual learners nowadays. People need to see it. I'm a visual learner. You have to show them how to do
Show
it.
me it, innit?
Yeah.
Them man, they can't do it.
You can't. You're absolutely right.
Bro.
You're
You
absolutely
get the
right.
iPad out. Oh, this is what I want you to do. Right? I said to man the other day, like, I'll go Power League and you see them coaches you see there, bro. I see man with 2 cameras, like his OnlyFans. Yeah? You set up like OnlyFans, bro. You know what I mean? Bro, I can't get my head around it.
No, but it's true though, man. Like, only take advice of someone you've seen do it. Like, why would you take advice of someone you don't want to be?
You
know what I mean?
Grassroots is different because they're giving their time for nothing. Yeah. But you know when you're at academy level and you have not played the game.
That's true. That's absolutely true. I've got a lot of questions, but I don't want to make it intense on just questions. I want it to flow as possible and natural because that's the best way I feel like people would give their honest opinion. And you've just talked about how soft the game is, and I can't deny that. Even the people that are pretending to fight against it, they know the game has gone soft. Yeah. That's because now we have to be careful how we speak, of course, which I agree with, but people forget that football is it's such a different sport. I mean, it's the reason why people love football and why it's, again, Americans might disagree, why it's the biggest sport in the world is for the passion.
100%.
During the weekend, today's Monday. During the weekend, you're right. You talked about the game has gone. There's something else I want us to sort of maybe talk about. I read something earlier today, saying, if you saw the game last night, it was so quiet. It's like it was so dead. Do you agree? Do you think it's how the world is become? That's why it's actually sipped into like the crowd, the stadium.
No, but I think it's down to the players.
Yeah,
Is it?
I think it's down to the players to make people excited.
Yeah, it goes back to what you say. Yes, there's no
you know what I mean?
expression. There's no one to. Because I saw a clip after that of Ronaldo, young Ronaldo, playing again, and he was just everywhere, expressing himself. I was like, I see why.
You're not even making a tackle, and you're getting the crowd off their feet. Because like I've said it on my thing as well. That I feel like football's going into a middle class sport. You know what I mean? Like
Rugby stuff.
You know, like we all come from council estates. Like I see footballers now. Who would I want to go and sit and have food with or have a beer with? No. There's no characters in the game no more. Right? They're all media trained.
It's true.
All saying the right things.
But do you feel like the clubs put that thing on them, Jay? Yeah. Even me, I've scouted for a long time. Obviously, I work in a few clubs now. I can't say certain things. Yeah. And even doing this, I'm like, yo, you gotta, Sam, you gotta hold things back. You gotta be careful. Yeah. Do you feel like the clubs are just like that on every single level? Yeah. They take that personality away from some people.
And that's what I'm saying, like Cole Palmer is different, bro. Like even when he just says anything when he gets in front of the camera. And I love it.
He's so
you know what I mean?
different.
It's
Yeah,
natural.
he's so
People can relate to it. That's why.
I can relate to him being on our estate or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. And that's another thing because on your Instagram the other day you did, I think a couple of weeks ago, it's not the other day to be honest, you did talk about, for instance, Lamine Yamal and how you really love the kid and how expressive he is. And do you feel like we know we've talked about it, but I'm talking about because you do work with younger players too. Like you said earlier, your sort of training session would break most people, guaranteed. So knowing fully well that this generation is all cotton wool, they're all covered and babied and stuff like that. Do you feel like someone like a Lamine Yamal would happen in England with this setup?
No, I don't think we play football the right way in this country. We don't coach the right way in this country. We're not taught to be expressive in this country. Yeah. And to take the ball on any circumstances in tight spaces or whatever. We don't do it. Yeah. Don't do it.
It's funny that you should say that because I've just come back from the Algarve Cup yesterday. This weekend I played against PSG, Atletico Madrid, Benfica was there supporting Lisbon. And obviously I watch a lot of academy football in England because obviously what I do. they all play different, bro. You know, PSG, Atletico, Braga, they're all popping it. They're all expressive. They're doing stepovers.
And their game intelligence is different.
The academy set up here, when I watch games, is boring, bro.
Oh.
You come off the floor, you pick up, you play inside there, play that triangle, play this. I'm like, bro, this is too much information. I'm trying to let him express himself, bro. He's a skillful player, bro. Let him try to run at his man.
I can't watch it.
Bro, it's boring, bro.
I can't watch academy football.
It's boring.
To be honest, even this past weekend, we had a game where my team beat the other team 15-0.
Yeah.
Now, it's not about the scores for me. It's always about the performance and seeing the kids actually apply what we've worked on the past week or in the past day or whatever. And one of the boys, he had a one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he decided to want to do skills. And I said, yep, that's it, you're coming off.
Yeah.
And I said, one of the boys should kick the ball. And the game obviously carried on. I said, someone kick it out. Yeah. Make you sure, just kick it out so he can come off. So I need to sub him off. Yeah. And there's another coach that was there, was like, oh, that. And I was trying to explain to him that, you see the way the setup is here. It's all, calm. They don't express themselves. They don't. And I was explaining to the other coach that the reason why I've done that is because I guarantee you that kid is going to come back on and score. Yeah. Guess what? Came back on and scored 4 goals. And I said to him, the rules are simple. Yeah. I want you to express yourself. Yeah. But can we do that after you've scored a goal first? So at least you have that. It's done and dusted now. Now I can express myself the right way. And what you've just said is you're absolutely right. Because here it's all, like Sammy said, like you said, it's all structured. It's like a box. You can't come out. You're square, you're circle. You have to. And back in your time when you first started, clearly it wasn't that way. It wasn't like that.
No, definitely weren't. I played against some proper players.
What exactly? Because there are going to be other coaches saying, "Oh, but you guys are talking about the problem, but there's no, talking about the solution." That's what they say. So, what would you say if let's just imagine you had the chance to manage or be in charge of the academy situation in this country? What would be the first thing you implement?
Obviously, hard work is one of them we try to live by. Right?
That's the only thing you can get for free.
Yeah.
Work hard.
And I say it all the time. I used to say it to them, when you work hard, you might have the worst game ever, but you can still affect the game.
That's the worst game you can have.
You know what I mean?
That's the worst game you can have. Worked hard.
Yeah.
I played rubbish, but I worked hard.
Yeah. But you also, every academy, you have to be comfortable in the football, man. You know what I mean? And be in tight spaces. Lend the ball in tight spaces. You know what I mean? I always want to be in tight spaces. Like me, obviously, I went into centre midfield later. And when you play in international football, that's when I improve tenfold. Because you play against some proper players, bro. You just learn. I don't think we learn in this country. And I learned myself. I taught myself about football. I weren't in no academy.
Yeah.
The only academy I was in prison.
Yeah, and I was going to talk about that because I was trying to build up to it.
But that's why you're like that, Jay.
Yeah.
You're self-taught.
Yeah.
You're strong. Like so I feel like when you feed people too much the answers, they don't find the answer themselves.
That's what I'm saying. Man.
You get what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's interesting enough because now that you've touched on that, now I finally can step in. You know, when you go to someone's house, then they open the door, you can now be like, cool. Yeah. So now that we're there now, so talk us through your journey from that prison, from your prison stint, I would say, your stint in prison.
Jamie's the only player that's ever done that.
Yeah.
From prison to the Premiership. Like, are we deep in this?
Nobody else has ever
From
done that.
prison? No, but from prison to the Premiership.
So talk us through that because a lot of people be like, how did this happen?
How did that actually go about?
Right. I got into problems as a young boy. Mum and Dad went back to Jamaica when I was 17. Right. They wanted me to go back with them. And listen, I'm not going to say that I had a bad house and that. My mum and Dad were strict. You know, Caribbean parents already. Nice. Yeah. If I got a look, I've done those. I had to fix up real quick. Right? So when they left now, started getting problems. I got 3 years first. Then I was out. I got parole first time. I was playing football inside. We used to go out and play a team, and then I got 1 year. I got parole first time. Got nicked again 3 months after coming out, and then I got 4 years.
Mad.
And then bro,
did you do the complete 4 years?
What?
Did you do the complete 4 years?
I done 1 year out of the 3 years. I done 2 years, 2 months out of the 4 years. But this is where I started getting into the football properly, because we played a semi-pro team. They came into the prison on Boxing Day, and then I scored 2 goals against them. Cal Sports. So I'd done 11 months or 12 months at this time. They went to the governor and said to him, like, is there any chance we can get him out to play for us and that?
That's sick.
That would never happen.
That's sick.
That's never
happened.
going to happen in this era.
It would never happen. But then I went on home leave. I got knocked back on my parole first time. Went on home leave, come back, and they said, well, we're going to allow you to go out every week and play for the semi-pro side. And they used to get, at first, when I started, they had about 200 fans and that, right? When I started playing, I was ripping it up. There was about 500-600 players, fans coming.
Banging.
Right?
Banging. Probably did see you.
Yeah, that's what they
Probably
loved
see
me.
you, but that's a story, bro. This guy's out of prison.
That
but
sounds
he's
like
playing
a movie, you
But
know.
it's a movie. But we
That
should like a
sounds like
movie,
a
Jay.
That's what we've been trying to. We've been speaking to some film company.
It's a mad story.
Yeah, so, do you know what Ambrose Mendy? He was Nigel Benn and Paul Ince's agent.
Okay.
Right? He was in prison with me.
Okay.
So he see me play in this game, and he's gone, listen, I'm going home soon. He was getting released. He said, I'm going to keep a tab on your progress, and I'm going to get you trials when you come out. But I was ripping up this league. Teams were watching me in there, and the manager of the team was proper. He was right into all these clubs all up and down the country. My teammates were proper as well.
What position was you playing? Winger?
I was playing right wing, yeah.
Right wing.
Yeah, but
Pace a man out.
yeah, and obviously,
Bullying man as well. They don't want to
Yeah.
shoot. That's what's up. Joe, we're not trying to even mess with him.
Remember, I'm training like 6-7 times a day
Yeah.
because I was
This time got
working in the
fit.
gym.
This time got fit.
Yeah, bro. Like,
Flying.
There's no distraction really
Bro.
in prison. For real,
Bro,
that
he's
is true.
fit. He's flying.
I was working in the gym, so I was a gym orderly. So
Yeah, banging.
I had access to play. We had a pitch in there, so I'd play 3 sessions of football. Then I'd be in the gym, and then I'd go back to my cell and I'd do the pack of cards.
That has been productive.
Oh man.
Man's been productive with his timing.
That is proper
But you know,
serious.
the prisoners were wicked as well, because that could go against you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were thinking, right, who's this brother think he is, or whatever. But they was cheering me on, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's interesting. And now that, of course, now we're at the stage where, you're fully now seen as a footballer, not just a football
No,
player.
that's semi-pro.
No, that's a semi. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
semi-pro, yeah.
From there now, how did we now that transition? How did you now go up into the Premier League?
So when I got released now, like, I had
From
TV
prison?
I got TV cameras and all that. ITV coming to the prison. I had the Daily Star and all that. I done loads of interviews when I was in there. So when I got released now, they was there at the gate filming me.
Okay.
When I go on to the
Limelight
ferry.
was there.
Yeah.
Jamie was loving it. He's like, yo, I can get used to this, boy. I can get used
No,
to
but
this.
I was shy them time there. I was shy talking to the. I was shy, bro.
yeah.
So they followed me to the boat, and then the next day, Ambrose Mendy, true to his word,
Okay.
he got me a trial at Southend. So I was getting released. What the prison done as well, they was very clever. They gave me parole in pre-season.
Banging. Banging.
Yeah. So
By that time, you already done 10 years of pre-season. Like, he's fit, bro. Couple years of pre-season.
Prison fitness and professional fitness are 2 different things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I've got come out now, gone to Southend for the next day. Do you remember Ricky Otto? Ricky Otto, Andy Answer, Chris Powell, Brett Angel. There's many others who was at the club at the time. And to be fair, them boys, I'm still friends with them now. They took care of me big time when I went there.
Nice.
But Barry Fry was the manager.
Yeah.
Edwin Steen. But
He was my manager, Edwin Steen, at Branbury.
Yeah.
Ed Steen and his
Was
brothers.
he your manager?
Yeah, he was my manager. Nice guy, man.
He's a nice guy, man.
Nice guy.
But they never give me nothing.
Okay.
So I was there a month, never got nothing. Then I went Millwall for a month, never got nothing. Went Wimbledon.
But how are you getting these trials, Jay?
Ambrose Mendy got me that one, and then my agent, who was my agent all the way through, called Barry Siltman, got involved and then started getting me all these trials.
Yeah.
So I never got nothing at Southend, Millwall, Wimbledon, nothing.
That's free.
Yeah, man.
And then you could be doubting yourself.
100%.
You know
So
what I mean?
what? You can now look back in your prison time like, wait, were they lying to me? Was that? Am I that good?
Yeah.
Am I really good? Yeah.
And then they sent me to Sunderland. He sent me to Sunderland. And in hindsight, it's the best move for me. because I'm 300 miles away from London, where I got into the beef. You know what I mean? And now I can just concentrate on doing football. But I went there on a Sunday. They put me in some proper hotel, first hotel I've ever been in.
Loving this.
You're loving it. Like, got jacuzzi, everything in there. I'm thinking that I've arrived now, you know what I mean? So I trained Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We play Leeds in the reserves on the Thursday. Played against a geezer called Kevin Sharp.
Oh,
And
Kevin Sharp.
Yeah.
Kevin
And
Sharp.
I ripped him a new one, man. Well, you know when you played well.
Yeah.
You feel it.
And Terry Butcher was the manager. Right? So the next day now, he's called me in the office. Gone, sit down, son.
You're thinking this is gonna go well. Like,
Yeah,
you see this now, you're buzzing.
No, remember
You're
England
like,
manager,
true.
England
Terry Butcher.
player. I'm thinking,
Come on.
bro, I don't know. You never know in football.
You
innit?
never know. Trust me, you never know. It's true.
So, you know, sit down, son. He's gone. You excite me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sign you.
Right.
He's gone to me. Go back to London. Get all your stuff. See your family. And we've got a game at Leicester on the Tuesday. Want you to play in that, and then you come back on the coach, and then we put you up in a hotel. And then played on the Tuesday, drew 0-0. Went back up, signed on the Friday, and on my mum's birthday, and then I made my debut live on ITV
Mad.
on the Sunday.
Mad.
Come on for 20 minutes. Then on the Tuesday, he starts me at Roker Park. We play Luton. We win 2-0 and got MOM.
You got MOM?
Yeah, got MOM. Man.
Match, you know.
Wow.
Just to those that don't know what MOM is, man of the match. You know, because some, trust me, you see comments like, "Oh, what you didn't even ask him." MOM is just man of the match. Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought, this football team's easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I played 2 more games, and he got sacked.
Oh, that's the worst. When the manager likes you, you're always the one that signs you.
So
and you
with
get
all these games you're playing, because from the scores you've mentioned, you didn't mention a loss or anything. So
No,
why
we
did
lost
you
the
get
first
sacked?
one.
Oh, okay.
When I come on for 20 minutes, we lost 4-1. That's why he started me on the Tuesday.
Right, makes sense.
You know
Makes
what I
sense.
mean?
So
And
now with all of this, now you're now in the limelight. You've arrived as a proper footballer. Like I said, not a football player, but a footballer. Because there's a difference. How did you get your first call to play international football? How did you get the first?
That was way later.
Way later.
Yeah, even the Sunderland thing it never lasted long. I was only there 7 months.
Well, what league was Sunderland in when you went there? What league were they in?
League.
Those in the championship, the equivalent of the championship. Yeah.
So, see.
So
How
I
long
was
did
there.
it get for you from the release of prison to play that first game?
How long?
Yeah.
It was about 3 months.
What?
In 3
Yeah.
months.
3 months, bro.
About 3 months.
I literally went from prison
Yeah.
to the championship
He
in
lived,
3 months.
He
bro.
lived someone's
I
life.
was-
That
in
is
3 months.
mad.
He
I
lived-
was in the Premiership in about 17 months. Coming
That's
out of prison.
mad, bro.
That is
When you actually
crazy.
deep that, man went from prison, never been at a pro academy beforehand,
Mm-hmm.
then getting into a professional club, second tier of England football in 3 months.
In 3 months.
But this
Or you
is the
can't even
thing.
have a baby
At
in that 3 months.
That's the thing at Sunderland. The guy who took over, flat cap man called Mick Buxton.
Yeah.
Horrible brother. Horrible. He just made my stay horrible.
Why?
You know
Why?
what I
He
mean?
was didn't fancy you.
He never fancied me, but there's a way of telling someone that you don't fancy them. You know what I mean? He made it obvious that he never fancied me. Yeah. Like he played me one more time, and then Terry Butcher's assistant took over at Doncaster, which is League 2.
Yeah.
And I said to Aki, I said to Ian Atkins, I said, any chance you can come for me?
He's ready to drop down to League 2.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to take
Oh,
a step
yeah,
back,
yeah,
you know?
yeah, you have to.
Some players don't want to do that now, you know. They're in a professional academy, they're not dropping
the
down.
best way you have to go.
Yeah, you should get game time. Jamie was ready though.
Yeah, but I went...
Drop the ego, just ready to
20
go.
20
Just wanna
grand.
play.
Ask anyone, sorry to interrupt you, but it's the same way. When you reverse, what do? You go
Come out,
back
you can go forward, yeah.
That's life. So, yeah.
So he bought me for 20 grand, you know. Remember, I was just coming out and tell you, 20 grand they're playing for me now, yeah?
Jeez,
like-
that's big money then, you know.
Yeah, massive money.
So people are like, that's
So-
big money then.
So I went there now, and I was there 2-3 months. And then he got the sack, bro.
Oh, that's long.
Mad.
You're thinking this is long. This
Bro,
football
I'm
game
getting
is
him around
mad.
the sack, bro. You know what I mean?
That's more doubt. That's more doubt. Yeah, that's more doubt.
So that was the end of the season. He got sacked in off season,
Yeah.
and then a brother called Sammy Chung took over. So and I was in London over pre-season. Come back now. I had one training session, and we got a game the next day, I run all the running, and then we play in a game. Against the semi-pro side, I score one, I make one. Call me in the office, and he had some sergeant major guy called George Smith who never really liked anyone. They called me in the office the next day. They got, sit down, son. He gone to me, what do you want to do with your career? I said, I want to play in the Premier League. Yes, you've got all the tools to play in the Premier League.
That's banging. When you're hearing that.
When
Oh,
I'm
how
hearing
old are
that
you
from
these
the
days?
manager, I'm 23, 24 now.
Okay, so
Time,
still relatively young.
Is this
Yeah.
This is in 80 something? Or
This is
93?
90,
Yeah, because
93.
Premier
Yeah,
League's in the
93.
90, yeah, 93.
So,
Okay.
every team talk, it'd be like, get the ball out to Jamie.
But you need a manager like that, you know.
Yeah.
So if the manager
that
says that,
trusts
boy, and they're giving you the ball so you can
someone that
express
trusts
yourself.
you as well.
And all they say to me, well, take him on crosses. Right? On crosses. Rob, I was at Doncaster 10 months, and Leicester come in, sign me 300 grand.
Boy,
All in the Premier League. Yeah,
Premier League.
that's Prem now.
yeah, because
That's
They're
mad.
down at the bottom, but it's 300.
But they had
300
scouts
grand.
watching you.
yeah.
Yeah, and my agent,
Agent,
yeah, 300 grand, bro, they paid for me.
That's mad.
Mad.
a lot-
17
that's a
months
lot of
after
money.
coming out of jail, bro.
Yeah, 17
That's mad.
months.
Yeah.
To those that didn't hear that, 17 months after.
But
Coming out of
not
jail
even
to
that. It's
be-
not like he played for an academy before.
That's
Like he was
what
at
I'm
Arsenal,
saying.
then he went put in jail. Like he's never been at academy before.
Never been at academy.
They went from there. That was his academy.
Yeah. But
You know,
I
like
had a
that.
different drive. I
Yeah,
knew from as a kid, I weren't normal.
Yeah.
Because if I lost, I'll beat myself up about it. Bro. Like my dad would, he would try and tease me and that. I'll just go up and sulk. I mean, my bedroom, I don't want to see no one.
No, see, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That
But
is-
then I would go away and I'll practice and practice and practice. Like football, cricket, athletics, boxing, all of them.
Yeah.
I would practice.
That's why aggression channeled in the right way is the best thing a man needs.
Yeah, 100%.
A man without aggression is
It's
not
just
a man, bro.
it ties into what I
As long
said.
as you channel it in the right way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely. It ties in with what I said. I did say, well, I'm not the only person that have said this. A lot of people believe this. You guys might disagree. I believe when Rooney has to be the best player that's come out of England in a long while. Because that
I believe
aggression, he played so many positions, and you're thinking, how did this guy play 90 minutes running? And I was saying to a mate the other day, I said, actually, because I said it, and they said, he never had a bad game, did he? Like, you know, there's some games you can rate someone from 0 to 10. It can be like 6 or 7. I think his was like maybe 6 at minimum. So in this case now that you've played in the Premier League and they bought you for 300 grand, that's a lot of money, bro. What was the one thing you learned during that period that you didn't know about when you were in prison? Because again,
about
in
my
football-
mentality?
No, not just the mentality, but just like football wise, and how did you use that? How did you channel that into moving forward? Because
Like, listen,
like
I've
you
done a
said-
lot. Obviously, I was learning on the job as well, right? Because I never knew how to be a professional.
you
I had the title of
did you find the
professional.
technical side hard of it?
Well-
So you're going into like obviously being in jail,
Yeah.
you're probably fitter than everyone there.
Yeah.
Like you was winning the runs. But you find a technical aspect of it hard and the tactical aspect coming into the pro game.
Nah, because I watched the game differently
Yeah.
anyway as a young boy. So like I would problem solve anyway.
Yeah.
So that way when an issue, technically, I was probably a bit lacking at the beginning. So I would work on that, like especially later on when I became more professional. Because when I first got into football, I was just living the life of being, I'm a professional.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The girl was still going out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
When you become pro, do you know how much skills are there, bro?
Yeah.
Not chill with all the man.
that's what I'm saying. It's easy.
These things
It's too
are
easy,
everywhere,
man.
bro.
Easy, yeah.
It's too
You're
easy.
like, yo,
man.
you wasn't like this when the man didn't have a pro.
That's what I'm
I've
saying.
chilled with all
Your
the man
real
them now.
colours,
Like, what?
your true colours come out.
Yeah, boy. So when you're signing that pro, boy.
Yeah,
So
so-
like the second year when Martin O'Neill come in, started to fix up a bit. I done a lot wrong, and I got dressing downs from Martin O'Neill, but I learned from every single one of them, right? And that's what life's about for me. Like you do something wrong, you put your hands up, and then you do better.
That's
right?
facts.
You know what I mean? So like when I left Leicester, we won the League Cup, by the way.
Okay.
Right.
Got that on your CV, yeah?
Yeah, got that on my
Like,
CV. A lot of
come on.
players have not even won nothing.
Nothing.
All
Absolutely.
right? I'm sure Harry Kane ain't won nothing. You know what I mean?
Hey, should have probably been sat now, though. But yeah,
Shots
fair enough,
fired.
bro.
You know what I mean?
Shots fired.
All right? Won that, and we stayed up in the Premier League comfortable. Like, Heskey was my roomie. He's the best player I've played with.
Oh, wow.
Underrated, isn't it?
Yeah, so underrated.
Very.
All right?
Yeah.
Player.
That's because later on in his career, he changed his style of play. And that's why a lot of kids that grew up in that era didn't understand that Heskey was a bagsman before, you know. Like, for real.
100%, bro.
Was
Like,
a bagsman.
bro, at Leicester, he was a joke. He was unplayable, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
His kids are doing the madness now, by the way.
Yeah, bro. But like, we still
his kids
talk.
are doing
We
it.
still talk, man. Like, these kids are on stuff. You know what I
Man
mean?
City, they're doing it.
But we had a team. We had a team like we had Muzzy, is it? Lennon, Gary Parker, Steve Walsh, Matt Elliott, Guppy, Simon Grayson, Claridge. Claridge was a ledge. He was a ledge, bro. Proper good. But we had a team, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
and
man.
that unity and that, should I say, camaraderie and just the whole thing you had. Can you see that now in the football?
No.
In this era of football now?
I
Why
can't,
do you think? Why do you think it's missing?
It was more like a brotherhood back then, innit? Man got you. I'm ready to go to war.
That's what I'm saying. But the manager was the one who set that. Because I don't know. We'd have nights out. And if you don't come, you're getting fined.
Yeah.
Oh,
That man.
sorry, that is so. If you don't come to a night out, you get fined. That is
Yeah,
crazy.
you got to be out with the man then, bro.
Jeez,
Bro,
We're a
he
team.
will take us away and all that, brother. And this is where I got to find out about winning as well. He done forfeits for fun, yeah? And bruv, I remember us losing at Stamford Bridge in the FA Cup, you know. Chelsea are a good team, yeah? But the Johnson dived. It was never a penalty, yeah? So they beat us 1-0 in the FA Cup, yeah? And obviously we're in London. Someone had drove my car down, so I've asked him in the weekend, I stayed down. You could only stay, I think, 2 or 3 times a year. You could stay over somewhere, yeah? So we lost 1-0. And we played well, we deserved more.
Yeah, he's fuming.
So I've got on the coach now. I said, all right. If I
No,
stay
after I lost, you
downstairs-
don't even want to ask.
Yeah, I never wanted to ask.
You don't want to ask,
Right?
like.
But you know what his response?
Yeah, but
He said,
man's got my
"No,
whip there. I need to
no."
try it.
He said, no. You're coming back on the coach. I'm going to ruin your weekend like you've ruined mine.
Oh,
That's
yeah, he's
amazing.
Pissed. He's pissed.
That's
After
petty.
you lose, the gaffer's pissed.
Petty Pat. That's petty, bro.
But then we would beat Scarborough. And he'd say, boys, you got 4 days off. You know what I mean? So you know that, bro, I want to win games, we're getting
have to win,
rewarded,
man.
you know what I mean, with days off. So like, if we lost here, he wouldn't talk to you. He walked past you in the corridor for like 3-4 days.
You know, I rate
I'm
it.
pissed off with you,
I
bro.
rate it. I rate it though. But that's why I asked the difference between. So now that you've given us an insight into the difference of, should I say, the way, the mentality, how you guys worked, that's something lacking now. Because if a manager walks past you in this era without talking to you, HR.
That's what I'm saying.
That's bullying. He didn't say good morning to me.
You
He
know
didn't
what?
say good morning.
You know what I don't get as well? You know, these players sometimes, they're not playing, yeah? Oh, the manager doesn't like me.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
They don't take self-accountability.
What?
But you're probably not playing good enough.
That's what I'm saying. You know,
It's
like,
someone
if I
else's
wasn't
fault.
there- yeah.
It's someone else's fault.
If I wasn't in the team, yeah, I would knock on the manager's door and say, what can I do to get in your team?
Yeah, banging. And the manager wants to hear that. He'll be like, all right, cool, you got to do X, Y, Z. You got to play it like this. Okay, you got to beat the man this way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think that's lacking amongst kids in the grassroots and academies. It's all about passing the buck. Oh, I don't think it's me. I think
Yeah,
it's the
man.
coach. I think it's the team. I
Bro.
think it's the...
It's every time there's a loss, it's never their fault.
Oh, it's no.
It's never their fault. And I feel like parents sometimes baby them when they lose,
do,
and
bro.
they don't even. The parent don't even say it's their fault. So just say
Oh,
your
yeah.
son had a bad game.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, son, you had a bad game, they're like, oh, he just didn't pass you the way that you wanted him to be passed to you. But I'll just say, son, you didn't play that good, you know.
Yeah.
You need to fix up. Don't blame no one else.
And I think,
You know what I'm saying?
I think another thing missing, I don't know if you might agree, I don't know if you guys agree, is realism, meaning living in the real world. I feel like right now there's this crazy bubble that people live in where everything has to be looked after in such a way that it can't be damaged. Even though you're like, but we need to
100%.
shake this up a little bit.
100%.
Going back to what you said earlier about the fact that, obviously linking it back to your post when you said about the Lamine Yamal, and I love the fact that you said, oh, we actually don't have this in England.
Yeah.
And I think someone in the post, I can't remember in the comments, was mentioning Foden and something like that.
Oh, bro.
And I was like,
you know when they start doing that, just hear them, bro. You know what I mean?
I didn't reply back to the comments, bro.
so for
reply.
me, it's one of those things where, because I want us to somehow tie that with how we can solve whatever it is that we're not really happy with in the academy system or in grassroots system. What would you say?
Coaches, man. I thought that one of the biggest things for me
It is
coaches. I think the coaches nowadays are rubbish. They lack personality. They're salty. They got no flavor to them. So therefore, when a kid with flavor does something, they're like, "Oh, don't do that," because you can't do it, bro. You don't understand.
But these coaches are book smart.
They're book smart,
You
but
know what I mean?
football's
They're
a
not
football.
football smart.
Football's football.
Yeah.
You don't need to. You can't study football like that, bro. You got to
You
know
have to
about
be able
football.
to
You got to
do
be.
it.
Yeah. This is the problem nowadays.
You've got to play like this, like. No, bro. You got to play off the cuff a lot of the time.
100%,
bro.
man.
You know what I mean?
Not every scenario is made
So
up.
would you advise
Yeah.
clubs and academies and any sort of institution that has to do with football, would you advise them to like highly employ coaches that are practical, not
Yep,
theoretical?
Yep.
Do you get it? Because
Yeah,
practical
100%,
thing.
bro.
Okay.
But there's so much book work at these academies
Oh,
now.
bro.
Bro,
You know how much
this is
paperwork I got to do, bro? Most of it is paperwork. Writing reports, bro.
This is what I'm saying, bro.
Bro, do you know how much? Bro, I hate it.
But they analyze everything.
Yeah.
Right, bro. I know of young kids being at academies and having to watch so much footage as a joke. Bro, I work at international level, yeah, and we do not show them more than 10 minutes worth of clips because you lose them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we will probably do 4 days, strengths, weaknesses, how we can get at them and whatever, set pieces. You know what I mean?
Now, you've talked about your Premier League career, and I'm still interested in that jump because it's amazing to achieve what you did in 17 months. That jump to, because the Premier League and actually international level are two different things. People don't understand. They just think, oh yeah, I've made it because I played in the Premier League. Yes, you have, but international level, what exactly, in your opinion anyway, what do you think got you the call?
Who was you playing for at the time?
Jamaica.
I was playing for Bradford.
Bradford.
Bradford City, yeah. I was
okay.
You went to
we was in
Bradford
the Premier League,
after
yeah.
Leicester, innit?
Yeah, I went to
Yeah.
Bradford after. It's my
Bradford
favourite club.
And that's why I
Yeah,
said to
yeah.
you, Bradford is the club I remember him playing. Like,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
highlights
yeah.
and stuff.
My
seeing him
favourite.
play.
How did that come about from Leicester to
Yeah.
Bradford then?
The gaffer Martin O'Neill, my contract was up, and I went in contract talks and all that. I was the last person going in there. 7 people out of contract, so I've gone in, and he's gone. You drive me mad, all right? You drive me mad.
Martin
but
O'Neill.
I absolutely love you.
Can imagine him saying it in that voice as well. He's got
Yeah,
that funny
that
voice.
funny voice. Yeah.
But this is what I said about being professional. I was travelling from London to Leicester every day and back.
Okay,
train.
that's a trek.
But why didn't you just live in Leicester?
Because obviously I gal down here and
That's
I know the man them and all that. You know what I mean?
Hey, the life of the footballer's long, you know.
Hey.
People don't understand.
Every day traveling.
But this is my thing because
Every day new thing, bro. It's long, like.
I learned later I should have moved to Leicester
Yeah.
because I want to be there after training doing extras. Which I done when I went to Bradford now. You know what I mean? So he's offered me the new contract. He offered me a new contract and he said, the only thing I can't do, I can't guarantee you first team football.
So what's this? As in like Rezzi's or like on the bench?
No, I'll be
Like on the bench.
involved.
Yeah, he
but
basically
I'm
be
like
a
on the
team
bench. But he
player.
can't guarantee you.
Yeah, he's going to be a
playing,
team
yeah.
player,
Yeah.
squad player, basically.
Yeah. And he said, listen, I'll give you the weekend to think about it. I'll come back and we'll have a chat. And he said, listen, if you want to leave, I know there's been a couple of clubs on the phone already for you. Just let me know. So I went back on the Monday. I said to him, Gaffer, I need to leave. If I don't leave, I will never know how good I can be. You know what I mean? Because you need to be playing week in, week out.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? So he said to me, I'm going to let you go for 50 grand because I want you to go and earn some money. All right, so he's let me go. I signed for Bradford when I was in Jamaica. Via fax. People don't even know what fax is. You know what I mean? I was in Jamaica with my missus at the time. Signed. Chris Kamara signed me.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, man, like Kamara, you know.
Chris Kamara signed me. I went up there. Paul George was his assistant. So I've gone out there, and I'm like, I started off well. We started off well that season, but then he got the sack after about 5-6 months.
Yeah.
And then Paul Jewell took over. Who's my favourite manager.
Then Bradford's your best time.
Because he
innit?
played you more,
man.
innit?
No, just me and him are still friends now.
Oh, okay, that's good.
My messaged me last week. Yeah, we're good friends.
Okay.
Like we just had a vibe together. Like
That's dope.
before, he was assistant first, and we used to go out drinking. You know, because he was good mates with one of the players. So I used to go out drinking with Paul Jewell and that. And then obviously he takes the manager job. You can't do it no more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have to. The boundaries are set now.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why I was asking because we already know you're in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm asking this question. I'm gonna ask again. I know some people are like, but you asked. You didn't really get to answer the question. So, what do you think changed, and what do you think in your mind, in your opinion, was the thing that you're like, oh, wow, this is what I did that got me the call from Jamaica?
I played well that season. It was the season that we stayed up in the Premier League. That's when I started dyeing my hair all different colours. So
How many more girls did that get you?
well, only,
Huh? Too many?
only, brother.
New things started coming with that hairstyle.
Only, bro. The red, the purple, the everything. Like, that season, we beat Liverpool last game of the season to stay up in the Premier League. Beat them 1-0, but like leading up to the game, I'd been out injured, broke my jaw both sides. I was out for 5 weeks. But
How did that happen?
In training. Yeah, just gunner hell. I was just going to go and then clip my jaw. And then that season I was on fire. I was proper on fire that season. Like, cause I could get around the park and whatever. I just found my home at Bradford. You know what I mean? Knew the manager loved me. My teammates appreciated me. And the fans loved me, man.
Till today, they still do.
I still go there.
Yeah, they still.
You know what I mean? So like leading up to the game though, found out my dad was dying. On the Wednesday, I had a phone call, said, Dad's got cancer, So I went into the gaffer, and I've gone, Gaffer, I don't think I can play this game, my dad's dying. His team talk for me was, do it for your dad. So I went out on the Sunday, and remember, I hadn't done much training, probably about 10 days training. I played like a man possessed. He even says it on a documentary they done on me on Sky. He says that is the best performance I've ever seen from him in the Bradford City shirt. Liverpool, you know, Gerrard, Berger, Scott Owen, but I was all over it like a cheap suit. Yeah, I mean, I was like a man possessed, coming 1-0, and you know the gaffer, he'd come up to me and gone, "That's for your dad."
Yeah.
Killed me, bro.
Goosebump moment.
Killed me, bro.
Goosebumps
I would
moment.
have broken down there.
was-
Tears.
I was
You did,
tears.
yeah.
I was tears,
Tears
yeah.
gone, man. My head's gone.
Like, I tried to
You
hide
won
my
as well,
face.
bro.
Because none of the boys knew about my
Oh,
dad.
yes.
Because I kept it quiet. I was just,
Damn.
but that's what man management's about, man.
Trust me.
That's what, I was just about to say that's what my management is. And how many caps in general did you?
24.
24, but like because I'll be honest with you, every single footballer, everyone has got this ego and they go, I should have gotten more than that. In your opinion, do you think you were worth more than 24?
No, because if I was fit, they would play me.
Good.
Like, there's a Coach Brown, just loved me. He was like an assistant. He just loved me. We're still in contact now. When I used to go to Jamaica, he used to take me to Trenchtown to give talks to the little bad kids there. So he thought a lot of me. Like, so I broke my arm playing for Jamaica, so I was out. I would have probably got more caps. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the reason I asked that question is you hear it a lot of times, especially in grassroots. You would hear kids clearly being influenced by their parents or whatever, saying, "Oh, I should have played more minutes." You're like,
listen, I appreciated.
what do you mean?
I appreciated every single game I played for Jamaica.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
That's
See the
on
picture of you and Ronaldo.
Yeah, bro. Like we played Brazil, bro. They was world champions. You know what I mean? Coming from prison and playing against Brazil.
It's
bro.
mad. It's mad.
You know what I mean?
It's mad because if someone has shown you a book and say, "Hey, Jamie, you're gonna be doing this thing," you're gonna probably punch them.
Yeah, I'll be punching them.
Like, why are you you're trying to wind me up? This would
Imagine
never
that
happen.
moment when you're just standing there in front of the judge and he's like, bam, sentence. You're like, I'm going to jail.
Yeah, your life is.
Imagine that moment of down to
The
go
high.
into the Prem, then playing international for your
International
country and playing against Ronaldo. Like, deep what you've done, Jamie.
By the
That's
way,
a bit
not
of a, that's
Cristiano
mad.
Ronaldo, you know, because a lot of people
R9.
R9,
That's
R9.
mad
Trust me.
though. Like what you've done.
But
That's a
you know
credit
their
to
team?
you. That's
You know their team.
Bro,
Carlos.
Rivaldo.
Rivaldo was there. Kaká. Cafu. Lucio. Rocco Jr.
That's unfair team,
Gilberto
bro. That's like
Silva.
illegal
Z
team.
Roberto. And Z Roberto was the one who stood out that day. And Ronaldo, obviously.
Zero Beto is another underrated player.
Yes.
Everyone talks about all of them. Zero Beto's touch is unbelievable.
But what you don't realise about they're hungry and they can mix it as well. Like,
what do you think about that Brazil and the Brazil now though?
bruv,
Chalk and cheese, bro.
listen,
Footballers now, that's a good way of saying it. Footballers back in the day were better. I was chilling with Bakary Sagna. I was in Dubai not too long ago. Yeah, I was chilling with Sagna like this. He's like, football's gone. Same thing Jamie's saying now. They're both ex-pros.
Yeah.
It's not like how it used to be.
No, yeah.
And that's a prime example. Look at Brazil then, the players Jamie's mentioning, and look at Brazil now.
And that's a reflection of the society.
100%, man.
It's a reflection of society. And another question is the fact that we know that football's gone. And what do you think people can do to save it? Outside coaching, of course, outside coaching. I mean, outside coaching, because we can't just say bad
I feel
coaches.
like pods like this are educating people though. Like, if I'm a parent listening to this and I'm like, yo, I want my son to become a professional footballer, yeah? I'll listen to people like Jamie, who's done it. I've been a scout for over 10 years.
Yes,
Obviously, I played at a decent level as well. So, like, I've kind of done it. I know what I'm saying. So, like, people like this are telling you real things. When you go to an academy, because they're getting paid by the wages by the clubs, they can't say real things to you.
Oh, no, they
oh
can't.
unlucky,
They
you done
can't.
well.
They can't.
He just, I've released bare players before. Yeah. And at the clubs I've been at, players getting released. We lie to them.
Yeah, you have to.
His communication's not good.
Yeah.
You sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
That's what they call a
You get me?
gentle,
So
a gentle letdown.
yeah, to
yes,
make it
yeah.
to bring it back, the solution is just listening to real people and making your own esteemed judgment on what the scenario is.
And you feel you agree with?
I think we need to be more firmer with people as well and be more truthful.
That's it. That's what I'm saying.
As being more honest, you know, what I mean, even in the weekend, I spoke to a child. He's improved immensely, but the child's parent was talking to another parent that just joined our club ELA, and you could tell the woman, the parent was a bit tentative and a bit like not too sure, but then the other parent said, "Hey, trust me, my son was here.
Yeah.
Look at him this season. He's there." And that's a testament, again, not trying to blow
trust
my
the
own
process
horn.
as well,
That's
man.
based
gotta
on the
trust the
fact that,
process.
again, I believe in back in the days kind of coaching, screaming, shouting, let the kids see the passion. When I'm training on Friday, I'm playing ball with them. I'm always playing football.
I
with them.
always involved
Always.
as well. I'm
You know what I mean?
always get involved.
Yeah.
Because they say levels then.
Oh, yeah, because in that way, they can understand and they'll be like, oh, he knows what he's talking about.
And that's,
Do you know what I'm saying?
Like,
'Cause-
but the parents are a problem as well for me. A lot of the parents, like...
I think that's the biggest problem, bro.
yeah, but...
Do you know, sometimes, I'll say this my last time, yeah? Sometimes you've dropped a player or he's not playing, and then after, because the player understands, like, they're a boy, innit? He's like, oh, I think he's better than me. The parent gets pissed off. Their ego comes into it. And like, oh, why are you not playing my son? Oh, and they'll pull the son out. When you're like, yo, your son understands that he's not there. So you're sugarcoating him. He's not building that resilience to be someone that can move up the ladder.
See, I done a post the other day about people talking about they need to get a certain amount of minutes. You got to earn it.
Oh, yeah.
You got to earn it.
Yeah, I saw
What
that.
we teaching
Yeah,
kids?
man.
Yeah, what are you teaching kids?
Yeah, you got to earn it.
What are you
You
teaching
gotta
kids?
earn
You're
it.
entitled.
That's what I just said
you're
to you
entitled,
earlier
yeah.
about the whole you getting capped and the mentalities of, oh, I should have gotten more caps. But I love the fact that you're honest saying, you know what? Outside me being injured, maybe, you know what I mean? I could have if I was there. I could have. And that's something missing
gotta earn
here.
it, though.
Everyone is
You gotta earn
entitled. And I understand because they're all babied. Kids, again, signed at the age of 12, endorsements already being paid to the parents. So I can see a child not working hard. And you talked about something major earlier, and we kind of maybe, because we're obviously listening, I didn't want to interrupt you. You said something interesting. You went to the gaffer and said I want to play more games. I don't want to stay here.
Yeah.
No disrespect to other clubs. We see clubs these days sign 50 kids or 50.
Numbers game, bro.
Numbers game.
And I'm like,
How many?
so
how
you
many
don't want to
guys?
play?
Yeah. How
You
many
just
guys?
saying
No,
bench.
how many guys are actually signing a pro at these big clubs and staying there?
They just
I
stay
got a
on
lot
the
of my friends that have signed pros, first year pros, bro. They're out the game in a few years.
Ridiculous.
Because the clubs don't teach them about any resilience or anything like that as well. You know what I mean? Like, right, listen, people blossom at different times,
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
But you've got to instill them tools in them where they're resilient, and if they, you know what, I'm going to come again. You know what I mean? Like, this is my example to a lot of people. The academy teams play against EFL teams, yeah? Do they ever win anything?
None.
Do they?
So all the Cat 1, no, it's true. All the Cat 1, all the Cat 1 under 21s, they play in that trophy.
Trophy, yeah.
Yeah. And they with 3 other League 2 teams or whatever, League 1, they never win. And the League 2 teams aren't even playing their main players as well, you know. It's them playing their string players.
It's true.
Because I've been to a few.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The reason why, even with that, the reason is I remember a long time ago when some of my friends, one of my closest friends then, he used to like put money on some of these games. And I used to say to him the same thing. I'm like, bro, I know you're looking at Arsenal under 21 playing this. It's going to be a draw or they're going to lose. You know what I'm saying? So guys, here we've got Carlton Cole. Let me just, some people in this world, they don't know certain things. So let's just say that this is like an international capped player as well. Ex-Chelsea, West Ham, you know what I'm saying? So few times I was really upset when he scored because I don't support Chelsea, obviously. You know what I'm saying?
Who are you then?
The best team in the world, isn't it?
Arsenal.
Manchester United.
Manchester.
Bro,
Let it go. Let the boss move.
You can bleep that out if you want.
But yeah, we're just talking about the culture.
Yeah.
And seeing as you work closely with West Ham, I believe you're
Loans manager.
loans manager.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
one.
I
That's
was
the
the under
one.
16
Yes,
coach.
I was this close to saying under 16, but
yeah.
I thought, he changed
yeah.
loans manager. So we're just talking about the culture and the attitude of this new generation football
Compared to when you was playing.
Oh, okay.
compared to when you was playing. Even though,
And Jamie had a lot to say.
he had a lot to say.
Jamie coached everyone, man. You know?
Yeah, for real. And it's interesting to have Jamie here and have you here because there's I don't want to call it generational gap, but there's like you get it? There's like a thread. You just pull through. You know what I mean? He's done it from like to the mid 90s, and you've carried on from the late 90s to the.
Yeah.
What would you say the massive difference between then and now?
Well, in my days, as Jamie will tell you, we used to do chores. Yeah. So chores, and that gave you that steady grounding to appreciate that you're not a first teamer yet, and you've still got a long way to go. That's the grounding that everybody needs. That's the bedrock
100%.
for everybody as a footballer, as a person.
Yeah, 100%.
Even because, look, we are in a bubble. We are in a bubble, and it's not reality until you come out and you realise, I had everything at my disposal, and I didn't even use everything that I needed to use. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But when you come out of that and you come out of reality, you come into reality, it's quite a wake up call. And when you see what's happening with some of these kids now, and it's not even the kids, I'd say the parents.
We just come on to that.
It's so mad, yeah.
It's crazy how
so
you said
mad.
it.
Jamie just
Because we can't blame the kids.
And he's saying exactly what we all just said, bro.
Yeah, because it's a common
it's
theme.
crazy.
It's a common theme. We can't blame the kids because it's what they see. It's what they're used to, what they're accustomed to at home.
Yeah.
My background, I weren't from a privileged background. Obviously, my mum from Sierra Leone, my dad's from Nigeria. My mum's basically single at the time, obviously bringing me up, and I only had my uncle really that was that significant role model for me, and they appreciate because coming back from when you're from Africa, you know how to grind, you know how to work. My mum had 2 jobs, my uncle had a
Survival
job.
mode.
You know what I mean? So I see them struggling, and there was times I spent a lot of time alone. So when I went into football now, and they said about chores, I was already doing chores in the yard.
Yeah, we had to do chores.
We had to do it anyway. It's already
chores.
still. So there was no culture shock there. It was like, this is normal. I can do this. Do you know what I mean? But now coming back to the kids today, when you look at a kid when he's got everything at his disposal, his mum and dad or dad's driving him everywhere. Yeah. Fair play because they're looking after it. Yeah. But they never had to catch a bus to go somewhere. They never had to. And it's the day and age as well. You see what's going on in the streets, the stabbings. As a parent, you don't want that for them. Because you don't want to lose your son or you lose your daughter. So you do the hard shift, but that takes away from the responsibility that they need to gather and grow into a young standing citizen. And not be affected by and know how to move in certain scenarios. They're all. I'm the same. I've got a son that plays football. Yeah. I don't think I've exposed him to real life. Of course. And I can't blame him when he's soft. Because I made him soft.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how can I be? So I'm talking from a coach's point of view, and as a parent, an ex-player point of view, and a parent. So I'm seeing the whole thing. So I can understand every single facet of what is needed to be a footballer and what these boys are missing right now. So my boy's up in Hull City now. I said, do you know what? For his own good, he needs to come away from me and my wife. Let him crack on. Because you've been up in Yorkshire.
That's my whole career. I was up
so he's at Hull. So he's and it's a nice area. Don't get me wrong, but you're gonna have to learn the tricks of the trade and learn how to live on your own. He's only 16, but that's hard for a man like me that's always had my son by me, seen to let him go at that age. And it's hard
and
for...
football's different up there.
And the football's different.
You know what I mean?
And listen, he's been up there 4 months. I've seen a massive change.
Good.
I'm like, this was the right move. Come away from me. Come away from the lifestyle. Come away from having everything at your disposal. Go and live and go and grind. And the worst thing about it, he's up for it.
That's good.
Because he wants to make his own name. He don't want to be under dad's wing no more. He wants to go and do his own. So that's why I see it from that point and that angle. But at the same time, I can understand the parents' point of view where they got to... And then I understand from a humanitarian point of view, what the club can't be using these boys as slaves. I used to clean the toilets at the training ground. We used to go and clean the stands. If they could, we'd have cleaned the floodlights.
100%.
With no strap on, so if you fall, you fall.
And you know what's interesting?
You know what I mean?
What he's just said, what Carlton has said is so interesting because then it was acceptable. And now you did mention something about HR should be kicked out in football. We don't need HR. Because I feel like without the HR, that was slightly, obviously it's going to be modeled a little bit. It will be allowed to, because I believe one thing for sure. I say that every weekend when I coach, of course. I say that to the parents. I'll be like, and I say that to the kids in front of the parents. I said the reason why you're lazy and you can't run from here to there and you look around for help is because you're used to it. You wake up in the morning, they tell you to go brush. Breakfast is made for you. They literally, I see parents close the door of the car for the kids. And I'm like, yo, he's got hands. What's going on here? You know what I mean? And I have a thing. When the ref blows the whistle, you dare not walk to the sideline. You have to run. So even this Saturday, the team was winning and they were walking. I went, everyone go back. And there was a new kid that just joined. He was looking confused, like, why is everyone going back with me? You know what I mean? It's just those things, because I'm African, right? And which is going to lead me to my next question as well, like a segue. Today, one of the coaches was asking me, like, oh, why didn't Carlton Cole play for Sierra Leone? Why didn't you, instead of playing for England, why didn't you play for Sierra Leone?
There weren't even an option back then.
There you go. I think I said that, but I didn't want to.
But even the clubs wouldn't want him to play. Like his club or his
at the time, because look, when you first come into football, and it's the same everywhere, and it's the influence of your parents as well. That's a big thing as well.
Absolutely.
Like Sierra Leone wasn't even an option. I don't think they had the structure for even youth football back then. Plus they was on I think 10-year ban or something like that. Because they'd done some misdemeanors in the CONCACAF or something, I don't know. So they were banned. Now, the other option I had was Nigeria. But then, Nigeria didn't have a scouting network back then. These are my days, right? The time I did want to go and play for Nigeria, I was already England under-21 international. And I weren't allowed to check. So I got called up to a camp. It was up in Heathrow. We were going to play in QPR. I can't remember who we were going to play. I was going to be in that squad.
What year?
Well, I was in that. Mate, that must have been 2003, 4, 2000.
Playing Jamaica, bro.
Jamaica. It was Jamaica.
I played in that game.
It was that. That was the game. That was 2003. That was your time. I was in that squad. I got picked in that squad. So I had to go to the hotel was over in Heathrow. I went to I got a phone call, from someone at the FA. Because obviously I I even captained England under 21s at a stage. Yeah? So I was one of their main players that they had high hopes for, and then I was like, nah, I'm bouncing.
Yeah.
Then because I was not going to get any game time with the first team, so I was way off it at that time. So I was like, do you know what? I can't. So I got a phone call. I can't remember who it was. My agent called me, says, nah, you can't even go there because they've done the rules say that you can't change allegiances. So it wasn't like how it is now.
Oh, yeah.
Because and I hadn't played a competitive match for the first team, so I should be allowed to check. But they changed it now.
Yeah.
But back then, otherwise I would have gone on to play. You know what I mean?
Are you happy that happened? That you still played for England? You got a few caps
I was just
because you still made it, but to the men's team?
In hindsight, yeah, I do. I'm very appreciative of getting the call up for England and going on to play 7 times.
actually
But-
nine.
Not well, whatever it was. Yeah,
9 times,
but it was my thing wasn't even that. It was, I think I could have played more. Yeah. Remember, I had the pedigree that I had in front of me. I had Heskey.
Yeah.
I had Heskey,
Defoe.
Rooney, Crouch, Bent, Defoe.
Yeah.
Like it's a hard school to get into. But I knew that I was on the ilk of performances like a Heskey. So they needed someone to change the narrative or take over that, because Heskey was always seen, and Heskey never gets his props of what he used to do.
I said that. I literally was beating up Heskey.
It's like a rehearsal.
Heskey don't get his props.
Heskey's
He was
my
the best at his
guy,
job.
man.
The
Oh,
best at
Heskey,
his
man.
job.
He's
I
my
wasn't
roomie,
even on
innit?
that level. You know what I mean? He done a job that the job of being a pivotal man up front. So the ball coming to him, you'll lay it off. You might not score. You might get a chance. You might miss. Do you know what I mean? But the others will score a bucket load.
That's what. That's
the
what
best
Giroud
partner,
is
innit?
getting praised for. Giroud was
Now
like,
he's getting praised
they
because
were
they see the
caught-
XP.
Yes.
We never had XP back then. We didn't know. It was like whether you score or not. Well, we'll judge you on your goals then. Yeah. I wasn't even a goal scorer like that. I was actually, when I first went to Chelsea, I was a midfielder.
Okay.
Yeah. So I wasn't a natural goal scorer. I just could play there. I was a footballer. I could play at the back. I could play right back. I could play everywhere. Yeah. I was just a footballer. So anyway, that's another story. But I'm just saying, at that time, I couldn't get into that England team the way I wanted to. I should have, but Capello had his own way of doing things and whatnot. I was hot at the time, and then I couldn't. And I looked at the Nigerian team, and I was like, I could get games here. We had the great King Kanu. Yeah, he was there. We had a few other good players out there. I think Martins was there at the time. There's a few others. And I was like, I can mix with that at the time. And I wanted to, but I wasn't allowed to.
Yeah,
and it wasn't even a second choice for me. It was just that it come up at that time, and I was like, I'm going to go and play for my country, innit? But it just didn't work out in that way. It wasn't that I didn't want to play for my country. It was that I couldn't because it was...
No, it's interesting because when he asked and he said that, of course, I've never spoken to Carlton before then, but in my head, I was like, there must be a lot involved in that. It wasn't a decision that I think, but you know, sometimes you don't know what these footballers are dealing with. You're like, oh, that guy doesn't want to do this.
There are some footballers that opt not to do it.
Yeah, of course.
And that's their own prerogative.
100%.
I want to be an international footballer. Whether I play for it was fair enough. Whether I play for England or anybody, and Nigeria were hot at the time anyway, so it was no shape. Sierra Leone didn't have a national team for me to play for.
That's believable.
And
we got them in a week and a half.
Oh yeah, Zambia.
Zambia.
Yeah.
So, but now
African
the structure's different, and I'm just about to go into the process of helping the national team.
good, man.
My uncle's in the national team. He's one of the directors. You know what I mean? So we're gonna try something. And I'm going to be involved in that. I've been trying to recruit players. I've recruited about 3 or 4 players for the national team already.
Sierra Leone.
For Sierra Leone.
That's good.
So I'm doing my part.
Don't bring them on this trip, though.
I said, keep them away. Do that next time. Do that after you play us.
We're working towards a better structure, an infrastructure for the country.
That's important
You know what I mean?
because the things I feel like, the things that are lacking in this country is you have it in those other countries out there because they really want to play football. You know, there's
They're more hungry, man.
Yeah, they're more hungry.
They
Of
don't take
course,
things for
no one
granted.
is taking them to football. People have to walk hours to go to the training ground, and you know what I mean. It's a lot. That's why I'll pick up someone at random. He plays for Liverpool. What's his name? The guy, the winger that moved from Porto Diaz. Oh man. when he plays, you can see. I don't know. I keep telling people, I keep nudging people. Look at the way he plays. He plays like a madman. He plays like his life depends on it. He
Well,
might
you
not
can see
score.
you can
Well,
see
it
his
does,
life
don't
depends
it?
because look what happened to his dad.
Thank you. Like I'm like that guy looks like something is not right
Yeah,
with
it's
him.
not about money
It's
for
not
him.
about
It's
money.
about
It's
yeah.
not. It's not.
Survival,
For them,
bro.
it's not about money. It's never been about money for South Americans. I
Yeah.
always say they
Yeah,
just
yeah.
need to get out of there and make it.
money for me.
No,
Well,
it's
no,
never about
clearly
money.
for you it wasn't.
I'm still playing vets, bro. I paid to play now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
And I
That
run
is
like a
interesting.
madman.
Yeah,
That's
there's a
interesting.
different energy. But now, this is what I'm trying to say. When we go back to the children and the kids and the academies, it's a totally different aspect because now the parents see the money.
Yeah.
My mum didn't even go to one match, you know. I think she
Nor
went
did
to
mine.
two of my matches my whole career.
That's mad.
My
Two.
mum went
She went to the
Jamaica.
playoff
That's it.
final.
Yeah.
My mum, and then she went to one, I think, at Upton Park with my
You
grandma.
used to go training by yourself as an academy player.
Yeah.
But what do you feel that taught you though?
It taught me how to be safe.
Yeah.
It taught me to because
Look after
I've got to get
yourself.
on bus.
Yeah,
I've got to go
yeah.
all the way down to Harlington from Brentford. It wasn't that long. It was one bus anyway. But it was just like it taught me just to know how to grind. And if I really want this, you got to make yourself make your way there.
100%.
That's it. You gotta make it
100%.
yourself.
You got to
man.
make your way there. I remember we used to train in Battersea Park under 14s, 15s, and we was with Ted Dell. And Ted Dell we used to get on the train straight after school. I used to go and get my milk after school and I'd get my cherry drops. You know my cherry drops?
Yeah, they're banging.
I used to, have you had it mixed?
No.
Bro, I used to
I need to try that
I
one.
used to have the cherry drops.
to try that
and then
one,
the milk. blood. That was my
a new one,
that was my pre-match. man.
Yeah, you should try that. You should try that for real.
Anyway, we used to get off at Battersea and then we used to walk down to the Battersea Park and then it was
My ends.
cold winter nights, whatever, whatnot. But we were there and we all and you
It makes
see
you
who
more hungry though. So
But
when
you
you go by
used to
yourself,
see who wanted to
bro.
make it there.
100%, bro.
You saw who wanted to make it, and the gaffer can see who wants to make it. And that's when that's the buy-in when they're making you do 10 in 10. We used to do that run 10 in 10
Yeah.
after training.
That's
So
not
you
for
have
you,
to.
Jamie, though, innit?
So you have to
That's
do
nothing
10
for you, though, innit?
No, that's mine.
Jamie makes me do 15 in 10, bro.
No, 50 in 10, that's impossible. But that's what I'm saying. So we used to do all of that, and then but that's where you saw the hunger. Who really wanted it? Because that separates the boys from the men, potential men. You understand? So they get a feel for you back then. So like when I see this now, and then I being a coach, you're hard.
Yeah, I know.
You are strict. He's a strict coach.
strictest
Yeah, because I'm trained with
Militant.
militants, right?
That's militant
Yeah, that
stuff.
place-
Like, I couldn't handle it. I was coming to the end. I couldn't handle it. Like, because the hunger weren't and desire weren't there anymore.
But I was vomiting. Jamie's like, carry on.
But he made me realize.
Jamie's like, carry on.
He made me realize. Do I actually still want to play football?
Yeah. He makes you think that. I was questioning that at the time. I was like,
That's
I
true
wanna
though. Because you have to test the person. Because
Yeah.
I made all this, the bucket load of money and everything. Have I still got that hunger? Let me go and test myself with Jamie. Because Jamie will make you see who you actually really are now. Not then, now who you are. So that's when you're doing it to the youngest. They should be able to hack it if they really want it. They might be without club.
Yeah.
Do you still want it?
Yeah.
Because you're asking them type of questions.
Yeah.
And if you can't, if you're saying, "Oh, this is too hard," then you gotta do one. You're wasting your time.
Football's not for you.
I know.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Unfortunately, we have come to the end of this one because obviously they've sent a message saying we should wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thank you guys for coming.
I'll be back
You're
again.
welcome.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'll be
for
back
sure.
again. I'll give you my
sure,
full
for sure.
time because there's lots to say.
Oh yes, mate. I want to hear it. Like
I'll
I
come
wanted
back
this
again,
to be
bro.
a full house. You know what I mean?
I'll come
But
again.
guys, listen. This is a very safe space. You know that's why we have Carlton. We have Jamie here. It's a safe space. Come share your thoughts from professionals. As you can see, they are professionals. Even the way
Deep this,
Carlton
though. You got
gave us 10 minutes of professionalism.
You've got two
Straight.
ex-professionals in the Premier League, two ex-internationals. The football IQ here is on a mad level.
Yeah,
and we
man.
appreciate you guys for coming, man. We understand.
Thank you
it's hard
so
for
You're
much.
more than
And guys,
welcome.
make sure you
Thank you.
follow, subscribe, all of that stuff people say, man. You know what I mean? But we're just here for the, you know what I mean, for the, you know what I'm saying, for the right words and what we'll take home. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Everybody go!